What up, doe friends? I'm Monica, also known as Mimi. Welcome to my channel, Mimi in the Middle, where I share my health, wellness, beauty, and lifestyle musings from an over 40 perspective. Today, I'm sharing my 1 year weight loss and wellness journey. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. What up, though, friends? How are y'all doing? I am so excited to finally be posting this video and shooting this video. Let me tell you, it has been a long time coming, okay? A long time coming. But it's finally here. It is finally here. A year ago, I posted a video detailing how I was going to reboot my health and my wellness and my weight loss regimen. And I said, okay, I'm going to keep it up every month or so, do an update, and just share all the things that I've been doing along the way. Well, with the pandemic and everything that was happening, I just got super busy, and so I didn't update. But it's a year later, and I'm updating now, and I just want to be able to share everything that I did, or start to share the things that I did, and to find out what other people are doing to try to stay fit and healthy. I spent all of 2021 getting my groove back. I was on this weight loss regimen and I did it. I lost over 25 pounds. In fact, I lost about 27 pounds. This morning I got on the scale and it was about 27 pounds down total, and counting, because there's still more I want to do. And so yes, the weight loss has been great, but just as important is me being able to really commit to my health and my wellness and my well-being. So today I just want to share what I've been doing with you all. Now, let me say this. I am not a mental health professional, a physical health professional. I'm not giving any medical advice or anything like that. I am just sharing my experiences with you. As a woman over 40, in fact, I'm almost 47 years old, and it has been hard to lose weight and stay fit, right? It's just not easy as it was, or as easy as it was when I was younger. So what I want to do is just share what I did, and also learn from others what you're doing so that we can be well together, okay? All right. In this video, I will highlight my weight loss journey, focusing mainly on the lifestyle changes that I made in the past year. I think I can make a separate video detailing the specifics of my dietary changes over the years. I'll talk a little bit about diet, and more so about food and how I changed my approach to food in this video. But I can definitely do a separate video if you're interested, talking about my experiences as a vegan, as a vegetarian, and the things that worked for me and things that didn't work for me over the years. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, leave a comment in the comment section and I can definitely provide that. So for this video, I just didn't want it to be 50 minutes long. So I just want to kind of keep it to the things that I've done over this past year, 2021. But before that, a bit of background about who I am and where I started from. So I've always been pretty active. I did sports growing up. I danced. I like being outside in nature and exercising. So I'm really into being fit, and I've always been into physical fitness and being healthy and fit and being active. But I'm also, or I don't know if I should say but I am also a career woman, an entrepreneur, a wife, a mother, someone who's involved in lots of community service activities. So I'm just really busy. I stay busy. And over time, all of that busyness caught up with me, and I found myself in my 40s and the heaviest that I had ever been. So I realized that I needed to make a lifestyle change. And so that's what I did in 2021. Again, if you want to know a little bit more about my history, I can do like a through the years video or something of that nature that can talk about the things that I've been involved in. I've done a lot of different like marathons and had a sort of long running career in my 30s, and other things that I've done. I can share that. I want to know more about my history, my past experiences, and my journey from being fit to kind of getting out of shape and getting to that point where I was like, no mas, it's time to get it together. I can do a separate video on that, so let me know. But this again will be about what I did once I decided to make that change. These are the things that I did, and these are the areas that were most impactful for me. So I'm sharing that in this video. 5 areas that I think made the most impact in this change that came over me. That's a song too. There's a change, oh, a change, oh. Okay, let me stop. So there's 5 areas that I think made the most impact. And I'm not putting these in any particular order of importance because I really think they all work together. And they're not necessarily discrete areas, but I had to categorize it somehow. So these are the 5 areas that I think made the most difference. First of all, number 1 is Peloton. Now, I will tell you, I am part of the cult of Peloton. And so not just Peloton, I would say working out or exercise, but I definitely focus on Peloton. I started working out with the Peloton app in January 2021. I had ordered the Bike Plus, and the bike wasn't due until February 2021. So I had the app, I had access to the app, so I started working out with that. I also, at the time, was using Apple Fitness Plus. I have my Apple Watch. I love keeping my Apple Watch on at all times, and I started using the Apple Fitness Plus platform, and I stopped using it. I don't really use it now, and that's really too bad because it is a good platform. Their dance programs are great. They have great choreographers, and like I said, I have as a dancer or former dancer, I really appreciate the choreography that goes into the Apple Fitness Plus dance fitness exercises. So if you're into that, I would suggest that. Peloton has it as well, but I don't think they have professional choreographers teaching you the moves on screen like they do in Apple Fitness Plus, and I really like that. Apple Fitness Plus also has great yoga. There's one beautiful, curvaceous Black woman, Yoga by Janelle. She does the yoga, and there's other yoga instructors there as well, and they're great. So I do enjoy that. And I think Apple Fitness Plus is really good for beginners because they do show you a lot of variations and modifications in the workouts. However, once I started using Peloton, that was kind of it for me because they just have everything that you could think of from beginning to end. The platform is great. The personalities of the trainers, they are so eclectic and just loads of fun. The music is the bomb, definitely. The online community for Peloton, let me tell you, Peloton Black Girl Magic, Peloton Black Writers Community. I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, so there's a Zeta Finer Women of Peloton group. There's a Peloton Caribbean Massive, Hardcore on the Floor, Peloton Autoimmune Warriors, the instructor pages. There's just tons. I think I'm part of at least 15 Facebook groups that are Peloton focused, at least 15 Facebook groups that are Peloton focused. And that community really supports you and really kind of inspires you and motivates you to work out and to do the various things in Peloton. It's a whole vibe. It's really a whole vibe. So I think that is part of the reason why I kept working out with Peloton. Well, I started doing, again, with the app, the yoga classes, the cardio classes, the weights, and the weight or strength training classes. They have bar, Pilates, floor Pilates, and all of that, core, lots of core, all of that before I got the bike. I was also walking, but I didn't really have a plan. I was just working out. I was just doing different things on the platform or walking outside a few times a week. And then when the bike came, I didn't really go crazy. I rode about 3 or 4 times a week in addition to doing some of the other exercises. And I probably was doing something every day or so, trying to get at least 30 minutes of exercise a day. That's what I had set for my Apple Watch, that I should get 30 minutes of exercise every day. So I tried to close that Apple Watch ring or that fitness ring. And doing that, just being active every day, within the first few months, I lost about 7 pounds. So that's not a whole lot, but it was something. And for me, I don't lose weight quickly. Like I said, it took me a year to lose 25, 27 pounds. And for some people, they'll lose that in like 2 months or 3 months. But I think for me, this is a sustained lifestyle change that I can make. So losing 7 pounds in a few months, nice and easy, not doing anything too crazy or wild, worked just for me. Now, after a few months, I did start to develop a routine. I was doing strength twice a week, usually a 20-minute or a 30-minute class. And I also rode on the bike twice a week, usually for about 30 minutes. And I walked twice a week. So it was like 2 times a week I would do strength, 2 times a week I would ride the bike, and 2 times a week I would walk outside. And that's pretty much what I did for all of 2021. There were some, weeks that I did things a little differently, but for the most part, that was my workout for all of 2021. I did some swimming in there maybe once a week for a few months as well. I was taking swim classes, but that was the workout. And that is what I think, slow and steady, nice and easy. That was the workout, nothing too strenuous. I've continued that. I continued that until January 2022. And that's when I started to change my workout regimen a little bit. I started doing 40 to 50 minutes of strength training every day, along with 15 to 20 minutes on the bike after the strength training. So 4 days a week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that's my workout right now. The strength training, usually 3 or 4 classes stacked together to give you about 40 to 50 minutes of strength, and then a 15-minute bike or a 20-minute bike after that. And I get up early in the morning and I do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Saturdays, I either do a longer strength training program, or I do what they have, what's called a bike boot camp. And so you're on the bike for part of the time, then you get off the bike and you do some strength exercises, then you get back on the bike, then you get back off the bike. So I enjoy doing that, usually on Saturdays. And on Sundays, I'll either walk outside, or if weather does not permit or I don't feel like walking outside, I'll get on the bike and just do a ride or a scenic ride, and then look at YouTube videos or look at TV or something while I'm riding for like 30 minutes and sometimes up to like 45 minutes, because I'm just leisurely riding at that point. On Mondays, I typically, that's my quote unquote rest day. But I usually get up early on Mondays and start my work week by doing a yoga class on the Peloton platform. And that's usually 20 to 30 minutes of yoga, just a way to ease into my work week. I actually do yoga throughout the week because I'm currently training to become a yoga teacher. So I am working on my yoga sequences and the yoga classes that I'm teaching other people throughout the week, and just practicing. And these are asana, meaning so there's so much to yoga. I can do a whole nother video on yoga, but I'm talking about the asana practice. I do that throughout the week, and sometimes I have intensive classes on the weekends that I do as well. So there's yoga weaved in throughout my week as well. I believe that being active almost every day for an entire year in 2021 is about 40% of the change that happened for me can be attributed to that. And I really think that that allowed me to release the weight consistently in 2021, just being active and being consistent. But of course, exercise will not do it alone. So there's the food component. So that's the second area that I think made a difference for me. You have to focus on what you're eating. At least I did. I had to focus on what I was eating. I started off using Noom, which is an app that helps you change your psychology or your thought process around food and around dieting, around exercise, by giving you lots of scientifically based articles and information, research. It also is a place where you can track your food and put your food in, put what you in and how much you ate, and track your calories and track your weight over time. It does all of that, or you can put all of that in Noom. I started using Noom and I did it consistently for about 8 or 9 months, and then I switched to MyFitnessPal, which I know a lot of people like to use, and I actually use the paid version of it. I know some people like to use the free version. I think it's great, but the paid version allows you to look at your macros, meaning your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fats, and you're able to see how much of each of those that your food has in it. And I like that a lot better. And the percentages, and it just really breaks things down really well. So I like MyFitnessPal. Their catalog of food is more expansive than Noom, so I appreciated that as well. So I switched over to MyFitnessPal, and it's really, really helpful for me. The biggest thing that's really helpful is having to track your food. So I put down what I eat every day in there, and I also measure my food with measuring cups and measuring spoons, and I also weigh my food. I bought like a little scale, and I weigh different things, mainly like fish and things of that nature, just to make sure that I'm getting the right portions and I know how much I'm eating. So for me, it wasn't about, I do have a caloric amount that I try to stay within, but sometimes I go over it, and it's okay. Because I'm tracking it every day and I know what I'm doing. But I think the biggest thing is portion control and being cognizant of what I'm eating. So for instance, I used to order out, and I still order out sometimes, but maybe I'll order some chicken fried rice or something like that, or shrimp fried rice. And it comes in, the big plastic container, and you just eat it, or you eat half of it, whatever half is. And now I actually take my little measuring cup and I either get out like a cup or I get out a half a cup, and that's what I'm eating. So I know how many calories is in it. I know how much fat is in it, how many carbs and things of that nature, which is just a lot better than just, I'm just going to eat half of this and put the other half away, because you never know how much you're eating, how many calories you're eating, if you're not actually paying attention to the portions. Yes, measuring my food and weighing my food has just helped me with portion control. So I'm not counting calories in the same way. I'm not necessarily trying to figure out, okay, I can only eat 30 more calories or 50 more calories. I don't really track it like that. I try to stay again within my caloric range for the day. And if I work out more, I can eat a few more calories, but I try to stick to, I would say, between 1,600 and 1,800 calories a day. And that's typically what I eat. Sometimes I go over, there are a few times I go over, and sometimes I go under. Usually I'm not under 1,500 calories a day, because, your girl likes to eat and not be starved. So food is so, so important. You have to know what you're eating. You have to monitor your food. You have to be cognizant of what you're eating. That with exercise, I think, makes a big difference in being consistent in the food that you eat. You can have days that you're not eating. You can have days that you're, treating yourself or eating something that's high caloric or high fat or what have you. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing and monitor it and write it down every day. And that's what I did. Now, there were times when I definitely went over, like around Thanksgiving. I enjoyed myself for Thanksgiving, like before Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving, and after Thanksgiving. Probably that entire week, I ate a lot. Not too much, but I had sweet potato pie. I had all types of carbs. I enjoyed myself. I had drinks that had sugary, drinks. We drink a lot of sorrel around here. I had sorrel. It was great. I enjoyed myself. I wrote it down. I saw how many calories I ate, and I saw how much I weighed, which I'll talk about in a little bit about weighing yourself. And I got right back to it after Thanksgiving. By December, I was back to monitoring it and being more focused on staying within my caloric content or my caloric amounts for the day. So I enjoyed myself with my friends and my family, but I got right back to it and I stayed consistent. So now talking about weighing yourself, one of the things that Noom has you do, and I've continued to do it, it's a little controversial, but I weigh myself every day. Every day. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but the thought process for Noom behind that is that if you weigh yourself daily, one, you become less frightened or have less anxiety around getting on the scale. I totally did not enjoy getting on the scale and was fearful of it and didn't want to see my weight gains or anything like that. But now I just get on it. It's just another metric. It's another marker. And what I really like is because I weigh myself daily and I weigh myself every day for the most part in 2021 and have continued that, I have great scales or I have great graphs that show me where I lost weight, where I plateaued, where I started to go up a little bit. And that's really how my graphs look. And I can definitely share that. But it wasn't like straight down. It was like down, then come up, then down, then, like a little hill or what have you. So it's really important to have those data points and to know what happened. And I can look and say, oh, November 2021, when you kind of leveled off, that's when you were enjoying yourself for Thanksgiving. Fine. Oh, May 2021, that's when you were outside every day and you were working out more and you were eating really healthy foods. And that's when you had, this dramatic weight loss or something of that nature. You can see it if you have it listed, but you have to have the data points. Again, it's just another marker. I can look at it day to day and say, hey, today, I know yesterday I drank a lot of water or I ate a lot of salty foods. And so that's why, I might be a little more bloated or the scale may have gone up by, half a pound or a pound and a half or something of that nature and not be scared of it. Versus if you don't know those things and you just all of a sudden get on the scale, you're like, why do I weigh 5 pounds more than I did, 4 days ago? And you're not used to seeing that scale fluctuate. So I think it's really important to weigh yourself. And for me, it does not cause the level of anxiety that it used to. For some people, it still could. So you have to decide for yourself whether or not weighing yourself daily or weekly makes sense. But for me, weighing myself daily and having the data that I can analyze, I'm a little bit of a data geek. So having that data there for me to analyze along with my food diary, along with my exercise diary, I can see what I've done over time and what I need to adjust. And that's really helped me. Another area that I really focused on that I think has made a difference is, and I'll put these together, I would say rest and stress reduction. That was something I really had to focus on. And I didn't really focus on that before. Now I focused on food before, I focused on exercise before, but I never really focused, been intentional about rest and stress reduction. Like I said, I've always been a very busy person, moving around, doing all types of things, and rest was not necessarily something I prioritized. But I realized that if I want to be healthy, be well, be less stressful, have the energy to exercise, have the energy to eat healthy and not go after really, salty or bad foods or what have you, I have to be well rested. I have to be able to calm myself and I have to be able to manage my stress. I guess that would be more managing stress than reducing stress. But I have tried to reduce stress as well. Again, I was just busy. And once the world shut down and everyone had to kind of take a seat, because of the pandemic, that really allowed me to not have so many obligations. I wasn't commuting 3 hours every day for work. I wasn't having to go to board meetings or committee meetings or all these other things all over the county, or even the county and the city and the state or what have you. I wasn't driving around all the time. I was at home. I was at home, and that allowed me to kind of reevaluate that. Plus, all of us have had to think about the things that are important to us as we've dealt with this pandemic. And for me, I realized that my health and my wellness was something that I had to prioritize, and I had the time, energy, and space to do that. And so that's what I've done. Again, I go to bed now at a decent hour, so I can wake up in the morning and do my exercises, because that's something that's a priority to me. I do something, one of my favorite instructors in Peloton, Adrian Williams, says something about taking an emotional lap. Now, he's a strength instructor, so he has us lifting and doing all types of things, and then we get a break in between, and he says, hey, take an emotional lap, take a walk or what have you, calm yourself down, rest a little bit while we're taking our break before we get back up and do it again. And so I kind of have incorporated that into my life. I take an emotional lap after a crazy meeting or a very intense meeting at work. I get up out of my seat, away from my screen, and I walk around my house. I go up the stairs, down the stairs. I may even go outside and just take a lap around the block if I have time, because I need to just breathe. You may have seen some of my videos where I'm just walking and breathing and taking these deep breaths, and that's a way to just take an emotional lap, calm down, recenter myself so that I can go back and do what it is I need to do, or so I can just end my day. At the end of the day, I love to just sit for a minute, breathe, again, take a walk if I can, and just relax, relate, release, as we used to say back from a different world. Relax, relate, release, and breathe. That is so important to me for stress reduction. That's so important to me for just resting. And I think that has made a difference in allowing me to release some of the weight. The cortisol that builds up in you when you have a lot of stress, the inflammation that builds up in you when you have a lot of stress. I've been able to kind of manage that. And that's super important for me as well, because I have an autoimmune disorder, and inflammation just causes all types of flare-ups and all types of things to happen to my body. So it's important for me to just calm down and reduce stress as much as possible and rest. Okay, so the last thing that I think has really made a difference for me is my mindset. We talked about exercise, food, weighing yourself, and rest and stress reduction. Mindset, and really focusing on changing my mind and changing my viewpoint about how I deal with health and wellness has really made a difference for me. And one of the things I really tried to focus on is my mantra of progress, not perfection. I definitely have been a perfectionist in my life. I like to tell people I'm a Virgo. I'm not really a type A person, but I definitely have been focused. You plan your work and you work your plan. That's what you do. And I had that mindset that I should be the very best at every single thing, if not perfect, all the time. And of course, I fell at that because I am human. I'm not perfect. I'm human. And so I would put a lot of pressure on myself. So if my diet wasn't perfect, if I wasn't getting the type of immediate gains that I saw other people getting, if I was tired or didn't feel good, I would feel bad about myself. So I had to change that mindset and say, hey, this is the long game. You're talking about progress, not perfection. It is okay for you to take a day off. if you want to, because that's what your body needs, or that's what your mind needs, or that's what your spirit needs, or you just have other obligations that day. But you keep going and you try to be as consistent as possible. And it's okay. This is part of your life. This isn't a, oh, let me try to do this really quickly and then I can get back to my real life. This is my real life. And so I had to kind of shift that mindset. And it's helped me with my anxiety. It's helped me with the stressors that have happened, or the stressors that I had in my life. Having that mantra has really made me focus on making this the long game. This is not a fad diet. My diet and things that I eat may change as they need to and adjust. My workout regimen definitely changes and adjusts. But at the end of the day, this is my life. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to be well. And while I can move my body, because there have been times that because of some of my illnesses and diseases, I haven't been able to be as active. But right now I can, and I hope to be active as long as I can in the future. But I may not be able to. So the time is right now to do what I can and make this as much of my lifestyle as possible. And so that mindset shift has kind of helped me not feel the pressure of trying to be perfect. It's helped me see that this is something that is a value add that is enriching my life. Another mindset shift is really getting up and working out in the morning. I've never really thought of myself as a morning person, but I find that it just works for me. I'm not the type of person who can work all day and then work out afterwards, because my job is sort of stressful. I do a lot of managing people and places and actions that happen from my office. And then I also, again, am building not one, but 2 businesses. So by the time I finish doing all of my work stuff, I don't feel like working out. But what I will do is get to bed, get up early, and then work out before I start my day. And that really helps me. So I had to kind of decide to become a morning person. And it was hard at first, but now I've gotten into my groove and it's gotten easier and easier for me to do that. So that mindset shift is so vitally important, but it comes over time, and you have to be very deliberate and you have to be consistent to get that mindset to actually change. Video could be an hour long of me talking about what I did over 2021, but I did just want to share it because I know a lot of people have been asking me, did Peloton do all that? Did that bike do all that? What have you been doing? And I wanted to share and let people know what I have been doing and what I'm continuing to do. So again, the exercise, Peloton did a lot. The community did a lot. Eating, monitoring my eating, measuring my eating, tracking it did a lot. Weighing myself every day and not being obsessed with the scale, but still weighing myself so I know where I was, that helped a lot. Getting the rest, that definitely was super, super important. Stress reduction and managing my stress, coming up with those self-care practices, including sleeping and taking a seat and taking an emotional lap when I needed to, and breathing. That helped me. And then mindset shift, really focusing on progress in the long game instead of perfection. That is one of the things that I think has really been instrumental in helping me release 27 pounds in a year, slowly and steady. So I will definitely do additional videos talking about what I do daily, especially the food, because I know a lot of people wonder, like, what are you eating? I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian right now. I would say I'm more of a pescatarian, but I don't really want to put labels on it. But if you're interested in it, I can do a video on that. I plan on doing some videos just working on some of the wellness activities that I do, meditation, breathing, some of the exercises. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And, just leave a comment, because I want to do more of these videos and learn more about what other people are doing as well, and really make this something that's useful for all of us. Being women over 40, I would love for anybody to definitely look at these videos, but I know for women, we have very specific needs, and women of a certain age, over 40 and fabulous, again, I'm actually pushing 50, it's hard. So let's share. And it's definitely good, I think, for younger people too, because if I had known some of the things now back then when I was in my 20s and 30s, I might have done things a little differently. So young sisters, definitely, you should pay attention as well. So please comment, like, subscribe, share. You can also check me out on Instagram at Mimi_in the middle. Or you can send me an email at Mimi7, so Mimi the number 7 in the middle at gmail.com. So either one of those, I'll put my Instagram tag or my Instagram handle in the comments as well. And I hope you really enjoyed the video. Take care.